Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill with Tiny House Prepper. Live simple, live free. And I told you, I believe, in my last video that we were coming down to see our son for a couple of weeks. And so while we're here, I thought I would give you an update on his, what we call the Hoarder House that he has been renovating. He bought this thing and it was completely and totally trashed, had been owned by a hoarder, and everything in every room in the building was waist deep or higher with junk and trash. He's been working on it for quite a while to renovate it, so I thought I would show you the progress that he's made. This thing was trashed beyond belief, and he's had it for a month now. He's already been working on it for a month. When so many people would just run from something like this. Like I said, this is an absolute gold mine if you have the ability to do the renovation. So as you can see, he has completely finished the outside on the front portion. He's put new shingles on there, new windows and door, new siding all the way around. Nice touch up there with the siding. You still got to put this siding on the back. He has not really done much more to the inside except just to simply clean it out. He's been working on the outside to get it all weather tight and all that, and it's looking really good. I'm really proud of him. Now, you remember in the last video that I did, I had to replace some rotten wood in my trailer. Well, you know, that kind of thing is a real pain in the neck, but it's no big deal, and it just happens. So here's the back of his house, and as you can see, he's dealing with the same thing, rotten wood. He just discovered this today. He was getting prepped to put the siding on. See, he's got the Tyvek paper on there. He was getting prepped to put the siding, and he discovered all this rotten area right here. So he's inside right now working on it. He's got to put some bracing in there to hold up the roof, because this is all support for the roof. So inside he's putting bracing to hold up the roof, and then he'll take out all of this and replace it with better wood. All the way down to the sill plate. So let's go inside and take a look at what he's done. As you can see here, not really much work done on the inside since the last video, because he's done so much concentration on working on the outside.
Hello.
So there's, what's that?
It's cold.
It's cold, yeah. So right under that window is where he has to replace all of that. And like I said, this is a support wall, so he's got to build bracing from the floor all the way up to that 2x4 right there to support the roof, so that he can take out this wall and rebuild it. You know, that's one of the things about renovation, is you never know what you're going to find until you tear into it. It can be very hard to estimate the cost, because you don't know until after you start that there's a bad wall that needs to be replaced. You get all kinds of surprises all the time, and it's just takes a lot of creativity and ingenuity to figure out how to overcome those, and to also make sure you put enough into the original estimates to cover all of those things that you don't expect that are going to happen.
So Dad, I don't know if you remember that first house I bought when I was 19.
Yeah, of course I remember.
Came down and helped me, and we replaced like 3/4 of the back of the house all the way across.
Yeah.
From sill to top, the entire thing. And I remember looking at that thinking, how on earth do you know how to do that? And I was like, because it was such a huge part of the house. And when I was, 19, had just gotten married. No, I wasn't even married yet.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
You wanted to get that house livable before you got married.
Yeah, and I've ended up doing almost that exact same thing, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 times in my career since then.
Yeah.
Now it's like old hat, but I remember that first time it was like really intimidating looking at that whole project.
Right.
Thinking, oh my gosh, we've got to do what? Because that was more rotten than this. Like this, I can move a little bit, but that wall, I mean, you just touch it and the whole thing will move back and forth.
Yeah.
But I got the house really cheap. Ended up making a lot of money off of it.
Right.
So. It's just fun how perspectives change.
Absolutely.
Over time and experience.
You know, when he was a kid, when he was a teenager, I taught him everything that I knew about construction, and then I told him to go do something else. Here he is 20 years later doing construction, and now I'm learning from him. I have to ask him all the time how to do something, which is really pretty cool. Makes me very proud of him. But that house that he's talking about, he bought this tiny little house. What was it, like 20 by 20 or something?
No, it's about 35 by 35. It was 2 bedroom.
Was it? Okay, two bedroom, 35 by 35. But the whole wall, all the way across the entire back, was completely rotten. So we had to brace it all up like he's doing here and replace it. And I'll never forget, because from the front, you couldn't tell anything was happening.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a solid house. I'll never forget when his future mother-in-law walked in to see the house. You remember that?
Freaked out.
She walked in the living room, and there was literally no wall in the back.
Molly was even like, I mean, because she grew up in a family that builds
Yeah.
to a degree, not like this. And she was like, I'm just trusting you. I hope this is what is, supposed to happen. And then when it all came together and it was done and we ended up making a pretty good amount of money off of it, she was like, okay, yeah, let's do this again. And she trusted me enough to be able to say, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Or at least you know what you're doing enough that you can show me, and then I've learned since then.
And so how many have you done since then?
Oh, geez. Full flips, I think about 7.
Yeah?
Something like that. And then countless other jobs. But full flip where I buy the house, flip it and make money, or build the house from scratch.
Right.
About 7. I think it's 7.
Right.
I don't know, I lost count. I figured.
Anyway, so his future mother-in-law walked in and saw the whole back of the house was missing, and she just absolutely freaked out. It was so funny. But then a couple days later, we got it. I had come to help him for a week or two. A couple days later, we got it all enclosed again, and it looked much better from that point. So that was the beginning of his house flipping career.
Let's see if I can rustle up some pictures from that. I've got pictures from that house.
Okay, he said he'll see if he can rustle up some pictures, so we'll see what we can find.
So after Barry finished high school, he moved to this town, and this is where he met Molly. And they were engaged when he was 19, and he was absolutely determined to own a home for her before they got married. So he bought this house. He got it owner financing, no bank involved, and he told me about it after he bought it. And this is the back of the house, and you can see that the entire back wall was completely rotten and had to be replaced. So I came down to where he was, and I spent about 2 weeks or so, and we worked on replacing the entire back wall. And here's Barry and Molly. After we got all the structural stuff done, we still had to put the siding on it. So not long after he finished the renovation, they got married, they moved into it, and then a little while after that, they sold it for quite a tidy little profit, and they used that money as seed money to do the next project.
So what he's got to do here is essentially build a temporary wall inside of the exterior one. You can see one stud that he did goes up there. He's putting another one together here. He's making them out of double 2x4s. And then this will go all the way up to the ceiling and it will support the ceiling and the roof up there so that he could take out this wall. I don't think I've ever done one this tall before.
A bunch of cross supports.
Yeah.
Triangles, X's.
Right.
And then I'm probably going to attach it to the outside wall
Okay.
of the house.
You're going to have as much work in building this as you are in replacing the wall itself.
Yeah. But I'm only going to have to cut one 2x4. Because I'm using screws, I can take it all back apart.
Right.
So I'm going to use these 2x4s again.
Okay,
I'll try
good.
to reuse a board
Sure.
10 or 12 times.
Absolutely. So you can see a little bit right there, a little bit of the rotten wood at the bottom of the wall. So here we are the next day, and he's gotten a lot of most of the wall taken out. And then he discovered that the rot continues right here, right in there. So he's going to have to take out probably another 4 feet of the wall. So it's just pervasive, and it just always goes a lot further than you think it does when you first start.
It's like going to the dentist and fixing the rotten spot in the tooth and putting a cap on it instead of getting dentures. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You know, you just attack the rotten spot, fix it, and move on instead of ripping all of your teeth out, starting over.
So this is solid here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it stops right there. So take all that out and put it back.
You know, when I released my video, the last video that I did showing the rot in the end of our trailer that I fixed, that I replaced, I had a number of people saying, you just need to bulldoze that place. The thing's completely full of mold. It's dangerous. You need to get out of there. Why are you wasting your money fixing something like that? Well, I totally disagree. You see, this happens. If there's a leak anywhere, it happens. It happens in trailers. It happens in houses. And you just fix it, right?
Stupid termites.
Termites, okay. But you just come in and fix it. It doesn't mean you have to bulldoze the whole place. And yeah, it looks nasty and it's a pain in the neck to do, but it's done all the time. And so there's no reason for us to tear down our trailer. I fixed the rotten spots and I'm good. And he's doing the same thing, and it'll be good when it's done.
So it's the typical American throw it away society, which irritates me to no end. I get comments on my channel all the time, why don't you just bulldoze it?
Right.
You're wasting money, it would be cheaper. No, if one, it would not be cheaper. No way in the world would it be cheaper than what I'm doing. It's a lot more work to do this, but saving materials, saving the planet, all that kind of stuff, there's absolutely no way it would be faster or cheaper to knock it down. Just fix what's rotten and move on.
That's right.
You know?
Restore, renovate. That's what it's all about.
And besides, you're saving an historical house. You know, this has a lot of really interesting history with it, and it's unique. And the bones are still okay, so why not rescue it?
The bones are still okay. It just has a few creaky joints. So we got it all buttoned up, closed in, looking good. It's ready, almost ready for the siding. A few more little things, be ready for the siding. So if you're new to my channel and you don't know what this is all about, I have a playlist of videos about this house that he's renovating. I don't live real close to him, so I can't do as many. You know, I only do occasional updates. But you can watch the playlist from the beginning and see what a mess this house was when he first started. Also, if you'd like to continue on the updates, he has a channel as well called Empty Hammock, and he puts videos up. He puts up a lot more videos than I do. So go ahead and check out my playlist. Go ahead and check out the Empty Hammock. Subscribe to it so you can follow his progress as he goes. I hope you're enjoying this project. And thanks for watching. Live simple, live free. Be blessed. We'll see you later.